All right, let's talk about this app here from the San Francisco School District. For lack of a better term, we're going to call it the Mario Mushroom app. If you look at my name up here, I call it the Mario Burke Starter. This is to distinguish it from the version I'm going to have in the next video, which will include a timer and a scorekeeper. But right now, we just want to get the app started. If you've watched the San Francisco School District, you'll know that you'll notice a few changes. If not, don't worry. We're going to go over everything here. When you start the app, you will not have the Mario and the Mushroom in there, but they're on Classroom, and you just upload them through the media, and then we're going to put down a canvas, and canvas is located in the, where is it now? Drawing and animation. So you'll just drag the canvas over here, and then you'll see it as a small little piece. But then once it's there, I want you to do the height as Phil Parent and the width as Phil Parent. Okay, and then it'll fill the whole screen. Then we're going to stay in this drawing and animation here and add 2 image sprites. And then when we go to the sprite, we'll change the first name to Mushroom Sprite and the second name to Mario Sprite. And then that's where we're going to use these pictures. So the size is going to be for Mushroom. I want you to change it to 30 pixels height, 30 pixels width. And for Mario, it's going to be twice as big, 60 by 60. All right. So that's how we're going to start this out. With those in place, we need to come down here and put in our buttons for moving Mario up, down, left, and right. We're going to start that by going to layout and doing something to call the table arrangement that we haven't done yet. And that is now here. It's a lot like, and it comes from the same place as the horizontal arrangement. So it just allows me to, or allows you to stack things and put them side by side. So when we're in the table arrangement, come over here. We want this to be 2 rows, just like the default says, but we want 3 columns. So let's go ahead and put a 3rd column in. And then we'll come down here. Well, we'll start to drag some buttons in, okay? So I'm just going to kind of place, I'll grab a couple of them and we'll throw them down here. And we have put them in this table arrangement. Notice there are different spots it can go. We'll put one there, one there. This will be the move left. This will be the move down. And we'll need a right side and an up, which will go there and here. Oops, last one. And put that in the table arrangement. And then we are going to, what I want you to do is change, I'll do it on the first one, then I'll let you do it for the rest. For this one here, the text on it is not going to say text for button 4. It's going to say up, because that's going to be the up button. And then I want these to be a height of, let's try 45 pixels. And a width of, let's try 100. And then we'll do a font of 40. And let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think we can just stick with that. If I need to change it, I'll come back and tell you how to fix that before the video is over. So we'll have an up, we'll have a down, a left, and a right. The last thing I want to do on this is I want to change the name. Instead of button 4, I want button up. By the way, can you hear my neighbor's dog barking? Not sure why, but he's barking. All right, so we have button up here. It's a font size of 40, height 45, and a width of 100. Go ahead and do that for the other ones. This will be left, down, and right. And I'll come back after we've made those changes. Okay, hopefully you've got the rest of these done here. I've now up, down, left, and right. And just like I thought, I did go ahead and make some changes. So you might want to do that. 50 pixels and 125. Still leaving the font size at 40. But the 125 works a lot better. And the 50 just keeps the perspective right. So what we're going to do next is to start to code this. So let's go to the blocks. And what I have here, you're going to want to do this. If you go to screen 1, the initialize tells you what things get set when we start out. And the Mario sprite, we're going to have it X and Y from a random between 1 and the width for the X, and random 1 to the height for the Y variable. And then if you look here on canvas, you can get this. If you scroll down, the greens are always towards the bottom, but here's a canvas one, width and height. And remember, you can always take one of these out and then change it to the any of those that are available. So that gives us that. What I don't have yet is what's not here is the mushroom. So you can either duplicate both of these or do kind of a shortcut that I like to do is I duplicate the whole event handler, and then I can get both at once. And then I just toss this. Either way works. If you're comfortable with the first one, do the first one. And now I have the mushroom and Mario both initializing there. And then the other thing we're going to have to do is we're going to get to this in a minute. Actually, let's get to it in a minute. For right now, let's look at the buttons. And then when you click the button, we're going to want to move Mario up, down, left, or right. And let's start with left. So I think the X is a little more straightforward. So when we do this, we want to move the Mario sprite to the Mario X position. Let's go here. So set Mario. It says speed, but we'll just go here and do X. So we're going to left, and if you remember on the computer science way of doing things, left is negative X. So we're going to come in here and find the subtract. And what we don't have yet, okay, actually, let me come on here. Let's get the Mario sprite X. And we're going to subtract the San Francisco video said 10. 20 seems to be way better, in my opinion. So we're going to set the Mario sprite exits to the previous X minus 20. And why don't you go ahead and try that? Put this in here, and then you should be able to go back to your button, try it online, hit the left, and Mario should move. Okay. Assuming you've got that right, let's just do this. When we do the button right, we don't want to subtract 20. We're going to want to add, which means we have to come out and get this whole block. There's no little drop-down menu here to change that the way we want to. So we'll take Mario sprite there and a 20 here. The alternate you could have done is you could have kept both these plus and make, when you want to move left, make it a negative 20. If that makes sense to you, you fine, go ahead and do that. So let's then make a couple more duplicates, one of each one. And it's not going to be left. Do you remember what we were saying? For the Y direction, we're talking about positive going down. So if we want a button down, we want a positive. So this should be a button up in the Y direction. Then the Mario sprite Y will actually subtract. Remember, it's backwards. Up for Y is negative. So then we're going to go with the down button here, change all this to Y, and then we're going to leave that positive. Okay, this should get you moving around exactly the way you'd like to. And then the only other thing we're going to talk about on this one is right here with the collision. And we get this block right here. We click on the Mario sprite. And notice how it says collides with other. That means any other sprite. Well, there's only one other sprite. It's a mushroom. So when the Mario collides with the mushroom, we're going to move the mushroom. We're not going to move Mario. We're going to move the mushroom. And the X and Y will be just like we had up here. random from 1 to the width, random from 1 to the height. All right. So let's get caught up with that. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll add the clock and the timer so that every time you hit the mushroom, it goes up, the score goes up by 1, and we'll have some sort of finite amount of time that the game is going to be allowed to play.